Yeah, baby. Get down. Yo, good evening, agents. This message won't last. Mission Imposable, we moving fast. Starring Enders and Agent Variant 2. Toy photography crew, what we about to do. Posing figures in epic scenes. Lights flash bright, macro shots tight. Making toys fight. Imposable missions. We'll pass again pose. This show gon' blow. Everybody knows. Enders on the set, directing the frame. Agent Variant sneaking, playing the game. From rooftops to streets, many worlds we create. Action figures for life, never hesitate. Mission Imposable, toys come alive. Figures domino, but we still thrive. Camera clicks quick, self-destructing 5. Toy photo live, yeah, we have arrived.
Yo, what's up, people? What's going on? Dope intro as always. Damn, Diggs, you're killing it, bro. Killing it. And those intros that you're doing for Highly Posable, I don't know how you come up with the good ones every single week. I don't know how you do it. It's crazy. Well, anyway, welcome. What was that? Oh, yeah, good. There you go. There you go. Well, welcome, everybody, to another episode of Mission Imposable. This is Mission Imposable 10. And with me is my man, always, Ender Shadow, hanging out in the house. And, of course, I think I'm pointing in the right way. Diggs Figs in the house, technical producer. And joining us today is Sean, Visual Approach Photo. Dude, welcome, man.
Thank you.
Yes, excited to have you, man. This is dope. So what's going on, fellas? Everything is good? Everybody's feeling fine?
It's cold today.
Uh-oh, this is the weather segment. Mandatory weather segment.
It's April.
We're
playing baseball.
Yeah, this is baseball weather for sure. Yeah. But I do hate baseball season. And that
you should. You're a Mets fan.
Well, yeah, that too. But I have to drive when I go to work. I have to drive past Yankee Stadium. That's my route. And oh man, coming back home is the worst. That is the worst. You know.
Thursdays so I always have a matinee.
Oh, it's so bad. I'm like, damn. You know, because I get out and. No, I was gonna say the time. Like they start at 7, right? That's prime time rush hour. Oh. Horrible.
I hate the spring training for that reason because I'm by the Cubs spring training stadium.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the traffic gets insane. I mean, once I pass Yankee Stadium, I'm good, but it's just like I could spend a good 15-20 minutes just for a few miles, man, because it gets crazy. I hate it.
Oh, thank you.
And at the rate gas is going, oh man.
Oh, now you got to work from home more often now.
Yeah, totally. That'll save me some. That'll send me a pretty penny working from home. So. Yeah. But yeah, welcome. We're gonna get into some stuff today.
I don't have that option.
You don't have that option. Oh, the Ender's got to go to work, dude. He's a essential employee.
Nice.
But anyway, welcome.
Yeah, I have to physically be there.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk to Sean about some stuff, dude. You know how it is. We like to talk about the processes, how people shoot, what they do behind the scenes, and all that stuff, because that's what people like to hear. So that's what we totally get into, you know. So, but yeah, so like I said, we're just gonna jump right into this and see what's going on. So let me ask you, Sean. This is the first question I kind of ask all the time is, what do you shoot with? What do you shoot? What's your weapon of choice?
I have my camera equipment.
Yeah. Like what?
So I have a Canon T7i with a Tamron 28 to 75 millimeter. And I also have a Sigma 50 millimeter macro.
Nice.
That I shoot with. I am a collector first, so the camera equipment is all secondary to the action figures.
I got you. So it's funny because you know what? I usually ask people, oh, what got you into toy photography and stuff like that. But you know, they all have the same response, right? Mm-hmm. At home, it was either during COVID or I was at home on the internet and I saw a picture. And then I looked at that and I was like, oh my God. And I looked at figures and everybody's
down the rabbit hole.
Right. Right.
Same story. Same story.
Right. So, I mean, you're obviously a collector. I mean, by looking at your photos and stuff like that, you have an amazing amount of stuff, you know, and granted, behind you, which Diggs almost passed out when he realized it was behind you, right? That's the first HasLab from Hasbro, right?
The beautiful barge.
Yep.
The beautiful. That's the centerpiece of my collection room. I have Detolfs over there. Detolfs over there. I have built-ins over here that you can't see because camera. Right. And then this is in the center of the room so that I can see it as soon as I come down the stairs to the basement, and it reminds me of why I go to work every day.
Nice. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly. So we can spend our money on all of this stuff, dude. Well, we couldn't buy when we were younger. Now we just like screw it.
Watch this.
Take that, Mom.
That's right. I spent my first paycheck. Now. Right. That's right. I spent my first paycheck at Toys R Us when Power of the Force came out. I was working in an arcade, and I was like, "Holy shit! I'm buying I bought the vehicles, the figures. I didn't care how big their muscles were.
Wow!
I needed them."
Wait, so did you show up at midnight the night before also?
So I actually have never done a midnight toy release, but I would just kind of filter in afterwards, and with Phantom Menace stuff, there was no issue finding stuff.
Right.
8,000 waters.
That's funny.
But yeah, I've been collecting as long as I could remember. I've always been enamored by seeing kind of a physical representation of the stuff that I loved on screen and in comic books. So I always love to play. I think toy photography is a form of play, which is why I prefer, physical dioramas and accessories and fucking barrels and catwalks and stuff. And
we play now with them. We just don't make the sounds. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. Unless
when I play with my son, I make the sounds.
Yeah. But that's mandatory. If you play with your son, you're not going to be quiet. You got to do. But when you're in the bathroom by yourself,
Dad, you're not talking. The figures have to talk to each other. Like, all right, fine. Then there's dialogue.
That's funny. So it's funny because I think Enders shoots with the same camera you have, right? Enders, you have a T7i? Canon?
No, I don't have a T7i. I just have a Canon T7.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's the same camera, just doesn't have the internet Wi-Fi option. I think that's what the I stands
Flip
for.
screen. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that, and I think the eyes have the back screen flips around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. See, I learned something new. I didn't even know. I didn't realize that. Wow. And it's safe to say that
you're not a Canon guy.
I'm not. I do own a Canon. I just shoot with a Sony.
Oh,
Is it safe to say that Star Wars is your biggest collection?
It's a tie. I think it may be a 3-way tie between G.I. Joe, Batman, and Star Wars.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I kind of ebb and flow between. I try to only collect what I'm excited about. And sometimes it, Star Wars has kind of waned a little bit. Those figures aren't as exciting to collect. I do collect some 6-scale Star Wars stuff still. But I have really enjoyed collecting Joe Classified. I like a lot of the import Batman stuff. I do the 6-scale Batman stuff, not all of it, but what I can pick up. And then Star Wars is probably slowly becoming a third place.
So Star Wars for me was my biggest collection when I first started collecting.
Yeah.
I had a ton of, and I still have them. But like you, it just kind of, the figures kind of like didn't do it for me eventually. And it just kind of kept dying and dying, where all the other figures just kind of like just took over.
I have a ton of the new Stormtrooper body. And that's kind of feel like that's all I need is one good Mandalorian, handful of stormtroopers. I've got, you know, Darth Malgus. I've got some of the bad guys, and I feel like they're kind of tapped out with what they can offer, unless they're going to do the sail barge guys like a Weequay, the Klaatu, Barada, Nikto, those dudes. I'm not excited about what they're releasing now. It's not their fault. I'm just not a fan of it. So it's easy to bypass it, and I shift my focus to other stuff. So
right. Another technical question: when you shoot, do you tether to your computer and look at the because your images are they're just I can't imagine you looking through the viewfinder on your camera.
I do not tether. No.
Oh wow.
I use my so I'm on my daughter's laptop right now. I do all my editing on my daughter's laptop. I don't have really my own device, so we kind of share. And I just shoot when I have. What's that?
What was that, Ender?
I use my work computer. I don't have.
Oh, that's it.
I use my laptop. I
try to if the money goes towards the collection, really. So, and, you know, diorama materials and stuff like that. So, I don't tether. I do use the screen, and I'm old now, so I got to keep doing this. So I can.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
And I kind of know, I can tell kind of like, all right, when it's dialed in, and I see what's on the screen, it's like, okay, I know that I should go inside and look at it on the computer. And I think I've got something worth editing and spending some time on.
Wow. Let me ask you about your lighting. Is it a one deal thing where you always have the same lighting, or does it change constantly with whatever you're shooting?
No, it changes. I like to try different times a day. I like to try different environments, like, you know, whether I'm shooting interior or trying to replicate daylight in the garage.
Do you shoot outside?
No, I don't shoot outside
at all.
No, it's all. I kind of took over the garage, so it's become where I keep all the dioramas. I got my shooting table. I've got a table where I kind of build stuff. So I do it all in there, but I do like to try different lighting techniques, whether it's, you know, bounce cards or overhead or.
It does change. It does change.
I would say most setups are different. Yeah, I wouldn't say I reinvent the wheel every time. I mean, I have some things that I always do.
Right.
I always, we all do, we light our figures from the side or the back or the top. And I use bounce cards to fill in the front for the most part.
Right.
I have these two gooseneck lamps from Kmart. And I have like a mail tube kind of plugged over it as a snoot on both of them, and they're Phillips, so I changed the color on them, and that's kind of how I do my orange colored rim light that I do have a penchant for. So yeah, that's kind of my go-to.
You Ulanzis and all that stuff, because I know you
I have one Ulanzi panel that I just got about 2 months ago on Amazon for $30. I have 2 aperture mini panels. I have a Lume Cube mini panel, and I have 2 Lume Cubes, and then I have a Zhiyun Molus 60 RGB, I think, is my, and I have it on a Bowens mount with a umbrella and a grid, so that I can do like kind of larger environments.
Right. It's almost like shooting, like it's that using the overhead lights, almost like shooting outside. I mean, you can really get a nice. That's when I use it.
It totally helps. That was my wife and kids got me that set up for Father's Day last year, so I've been working with that for almost 8 months, trying to kind of dial it in and find out how to use it effectively. And that's what's most fun, is trying different setups. I don't want all of my shots to look like they're lit the same. They don't all take place at the same time of day. They're not all in the same environment. Part of the play is putting them in different scenarios and trying different stuff. Now,
I agree with that, and
we're all pigeonholed by the amount of environments that we physically own.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have an infinite amount of dioramas, but part of the challenge, which I think is what makes it fun, is trying to solve those puzzles and reconfigure them in a way that's interesting to you, hopefully your audience, and making it interesting visually to look at.
I mean, I've always said for me. Oh, go ahead, Diggs.
I said that and trying to squeeze every dime out of those expensive dioramas.
Yep.
Shoot every single nook and cranny of that diorama.
Yeah. And I build a lot of my own dios, so I can build them. I can build them in a way where it's like I know how I like to shoot stuff, so I can build it. Try to varying degrees of success. Try to build it in a way where it's going to fit my shooting style.
So before you go on, let me ask you, what's your process when you're going to do a shot? Where does it begin? Does it begin with the figure? Does it begin with the lighting? Where does it begin? What's your process?
So sometimes I have an idea that I'll get it either at the gym or on a conference call when I should be paying attention. And I write it down and I'm like, and then when I go into the garage, that's when I get a photo like in no time. So very quickly, I'll tell you, I was at the gym, but I was a Saturday morning. I was at the gym and I was struggling with a shot for Valaverse. And I was like, I wanted to do something like interesting, but still showcase the full figure so it could be used on the packaging. It's like, but I don't want to do just him fucking standing there. So then it hit me and I was like, all right. And I had this idea and I was like, I couldn't wait to leave the gym. I've had those
reps short.
It's usually, honestly, the gym, I would say, sometimes I'm sitting in the sauna or just, as an old man grinding out reps at the gym. The ideas, I get hit with ideas, and those shots I get the quickest. Sometimes it's about a diorama that I either just finished and I set it up and then I light the whole scene and then I start adding figures to it. So it depends on just kind of however the inspiration hits. Sometimes it is, I got a new light and I want to see how I can use that light to make this building look more interesting. Sometimes I try nothing turns me off to shooting a figure than seeing 600 photos of the same goddamn figure. I don't have FOMO when it comes to wanting to rush to photograph something. It just turns me off to when everyone's shooting the same figure. It's just like, ugh, I want to throw up. Yeah. Not that they're not great. The photos are great.
Right.
But it's like overkill. It's the saturation. It's just that there's so much saturation. The first time I really noticed it was when the Black Series Return of the Jedi Boba Fett came out. It's like that goddamn thing was ever. It's like, kill me now.
And the Mandalorian figure too.
Like I'm partially responsible for contributing in some way, shape, or form. I was obsessed with that figure, the season 1, episode 1 look. So it's somewhat hypocritical of me to say that because I've contributed to it. But as I've gotten older, it can be. It's just it just makes me less excited about the figure. I don't know why.
Right. I mean, we're definitely gonna take a look at your feed, but I wanted to get some of these questions out before we do, because once we get to the feed, everything is just gonna go. The script is gonna go out the window, dude. I know it. I know it will. So how many shots, right, would you say that it normally takes you to get the shot that you want?
So there's a handful of shots that I got. Once I got it set up, there's a handful of shots that I got within 5 to 10 exposures.
Okay.
And I was like, it's done. And that's because
is that normal for you?
No, that is
okay. See, that's
That is very abnormal.
All right, so no, let's talk about normal. When if you got your regular shot, let's not think about a particular shot.
There's a spectrum
about overall.
Yeah, there's a spectrum. The median, I would say, it probably takes me at 2 to 4 hours from setup to finished.
Okay.
To where the photo is ready to be edited.
And 4 hours, you're talking about not making a prop, but just setting everything up the way you want it.
Yeah, and then tinkering, dialing it in, moving the lights, bringing in a figure, taking out a figure, playing with the angles. What I like to do, I get something where I think I got the shot, then I take the camera off the tripod and I move it around and I see if there's a more interesting angle. And then sometimes I reshoot it and I'm like, oh, why the fuck didn't I do that the first time? I like to walk away. I'll set it up. I'll think I have the idea, and then I just go do something else because I want to let it percolate.
That's smart. That's real smart.
It starts to get where I'm like pressuring myself to get something done. I try to walk away from it so that I go in fresh, and usually like I can recall a couple of times where I would take my daughter roller skating and I've got something set up in the garage, and while she's doing laps, I'm like, oh, that's what I should do. So I go home and then it's like, then you get it. So I try not to force it, but I'm hard on myself. I have a healthy amount of self-loathing. So I do retake a bunch of stuff.
So how many shots on your camera before you say, okay, this is the one? 200.
I did a shot of a figure a few weeks ago, and I was trying to get the smoke from the fog machine to do exactly what I wanted it to do. And
that's always going to be a lot of shots.
It just wasn't cooperating.
So I mean, on average, do you take between 50, 100, 200? What do you on average?
No, it's 20, 25 or 30.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, that's
but if decent. You're dealing with smoke or fog,
that's going to be a whole. Yeah.
So the two ends of the spectrum are 250 when the fog's not cooperating, to 5 to 10 if I've got a fully formed idea and a full-fledged shot that's really ready to go, and then anywhere in between, based on sometimes it depends on the complexity of it. It depends on if I've got figures balanced on either each other or on stands or whatever it is. So
I mean, again, I was talking to Machu, and I think Machu says he takes easily 100 photos, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I need those photos.
I will tinker, and look through the viewfinder and take a lot less. I only take a photo if I think I'm ready to take the photo. You've been watching
this podcast. That's why you're saying that. That's exactly why you're saying that.
But it's true.
I'm the same way. I do not hit that shutter button until I look through the viewfinder. I'm like, all right, this is what I want it to look like. And then I start, taking photos. The other thing that I was going to tell you is, you mentioned about like picking up the camera and moving the tripod and stuff like that. Now, Collector Zero, who was our last guest.
I saw that episode.
Yeah, he uses flash, right? Yeah. And his photos are fantastic, but so he has the freedom of just like losing the tripod. And let me tell you, man, that's my second goal right now, is to not lose it completely. I don't want to lose it because there are going to be times you're going to need it, but I want to be able to have that freedom, because what I do with my phone, right? And I don't take pictures with my phone in terms of like pictures to pose. I take pictures with my phone to see the angles. And it helps me like, oh, maybe I should move my camera over here, aim it this way because I want it to look like this. But with flash, it's like you're like literally just moving, taking a photo and so forth. So I'm really excited about moving into doing that, So we'll see.
I like the ambiance of a continuously lit environment. like the Carver Customs lanterns and razors, just kind of like simmering in the background of a photo when I'm setting it up. And so like I shoot like 2.5 to 6 seconds usually is my exposure time.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, again, we're going to look at your feed, and that you can tell that your exposure time is long because of how crisp everything is all the way through.
Yeah, I like to let it simmer.
Yeah.
But that's part of the enjoyment of it, is being immersed in the setup. Like one of the things my wife does notice is that I'll set up this I'll fill the table with this elaborate setup, and then I'll shoot something that's relatively small, a small portion of the setup, because you're playing, you're looking for angles, and you're trying to find something that's interesting for the figures. So
yeah. Oh my God, it's the same. That for me, like I've said before, the process is the best part.
Yeah.
Once I take that last photo, it's like, oh, I'm done. You know?
Yeah.
Do you let your diorama sit even after you've taken a photo? Or you take it all down once you're done?
No, because I want to make sure, because I love to hate myself. So if something is not exactly, if I'm not comfortable with every aspect of it or satisfied on some level, I will go retake it. I've been halfway through editing a photo, and I'll put the laptop down, I go right back out, I turn all the lights back on, and I retake it.
I've been there. But I do it
very often. Why not?
What was that?
Yeah.
I said, you got the garage. Why not leave it?
Right.
Okay. I've left the setup up for days until I figured out how to solve a problem I was having. I've got a photo with a Mandalorian like clinging on to a repainted First Order TIE fighter, and I left that shot up in the garage. The thing was balanced on a stick in a foam roller for a week until I figured out the angle so that you could see the ground, the TIE fighter, and Mandalorian in a way that I thought was compelling enough to post. So I'm happy to walk away. I'm in no rush. I'm not in competition with anyone, so I don't care if it ever gets done.
So let me ask you, this hobby, because it's a hobby, are you heading towards a goal? Do you want to make it a career, or are you just having fun?
No, I have a career. I work in legal as a national operations manager. I've got a ton of great employees. I work for an incredible law firm on the East Coast. I've been there for almost 28 years. I love it. I love the people that I work with. I've known them so long. A lot of them have been there as long as I've been there. And I work at a gym as a strength coach in the evenings and on weekends. So I got a full plate. And so I squeeze in as much photography as I can. Now, last year and this year have been real busy doing extracurricular stuff that's not like pure hobby stuff. But, it's like, be careful what you wish for.
Right.
Yes. But I wouldn't trade it. I mean, I love it. I love the challenge of it. I get to bring like my operations legal background, that professionalism that comes with it, and dealing with these important matters and attorneys, and helping them get their work done, to bringing that same level of never overpromise and underdeliver type mentality, whatever it takes, to these toy companies that have been gracious enough to let me help them with their products.
Nice. So it's a hobby, and the important word that you said there is a new challenge.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that right there tells me, okay, you know what? It doesn't seem like work yet. Right. I know it's
a couple times.
It's right. It's important because it is work, but for you, it's a challenge. So you accept that challenge and you say, let's see what else I can do besides just doing it, which is fantastic. And the other thing that you said that I don't want to skip over is when you said sometimes you'll walk away from a shot and let it simmer.
Yeah.
And I think everyone should do that. I know I should do it more often, because there's been times when I've posted something And then like a couple of days later, I'll be like, damn, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I add that? You know?
Yeah. I don't usually, if I finish a photo, I usually don't post it for a number of days.
Wow.
I forget to post I don't post as often as I would like.
Right.
I try to engage on Instagram as much as I can. I don't post as much as I would like. And sometimes when I do have a photo, since I'm in that not posting era right now, I forget to post the shots that I do have. So, and I'm like, oh, or sometimes I'll post and I'll forget. I'm like, why do I have so many notifications?
So you have some reserves back there.
I do have a drafts folder with some stuff in it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? Without further ado, I am gonna bring up your account because we need to bring this up. Like this is fantastic. So let me add it here. There we go. You know what? I had it already, and all I had to do was share it. There we go. Boom. All right. So visual approach photo. Let me tell you, first of all, whenever I'm gonna do a shot, there are a few accounts that I go to before I do my shot, and yours is one of them.
Why would you ever do that?
Yes, yours is one of them. And I've said it before. I mean, I love the array of colors and everything. That's definitely that's what I love. That's what attracts me to a lot of these. Really,
yeah, they got to be different. Got to keep it. It's got to be different.
And what I was also gonna say is, you know how some people have great photos, but some people have that whole sepia tone throughout all their photos. Is sort of like the same tone.
Yeah.
What I like is that your photos all have a tone, but the tone goes with whatever the theme of the photo is. You know, I mean, it's just it really is.
The style is there, but the
every photo has its own style, which is fantastic. But like when I see a photo, I'll be like, oh wait a minute, that has to be Sean's photo. Like I know you already have this look about your photos that it's you. You know?
I appreciate that.
Oh, dude, this is really, really nice. Really nice. Now, the other thing I was going to ask you is because, you know, you did mention that you're doing photos for some companies, right? So you shot for or shooting for Savage Crucible.
Yeah, I just did like five figures for them.
Nice.
So, yeah, see Elric, Naraka, Brynjar, and the Death Dealer horse.
Nice. And you're also shooting for Valaverse.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. My man Bobby over at Valaverse.
Mm-hmm. And I thought that was another one. Was there another one you're shooting for?
I do some promotional stuff with like Muff Toys. Like I got
nice.
Like Mutant Leader that I got a photograph.
Nice.
And I've done some of the Storm Arena stuff. Also, I did Ken and Ryu and one other one for them also.
What would you say?
I think George might have a complaint about the Marv from the
pleather coat.
No, not at all.
George has gone off on him not having a trigger finger.
He doesn't have trigger fingers.
Yeah,
it's Marv. That's all he does. All he does is shoot people, dude.
Right.
How does he not have a trigger finger, man? It's insane. You triggered me again, bro. I hate that. Sean, what's the biggest difference that you'd say between shooting for yourself and shooting for a company?
They have specific requirements for their photos. Like you can see all of the Savage Crucible stuff is square crop.
Oh.
I don't submit the photos with that crop. They're cropped that way after the fact. because of what the online retailers require and what some social media stuff requires. So I make sure that I shoot it with enough space around it so they can add logos, disclaimers, pricing information, and then you just have to take all that into consideration. And that's why in this photo he's holding the sword with the different style so that it could be cropped as a square. So I just taken some of that stuff into consideration.
How much creative freedom and I'm assuming this varies from company to company, right? But how much creative freedom do they give you?
Well, for Valaverse, he's been great. He lets me do whatever I think is compelling and interesting for the character. And I also will do like a box portrait. So I'll do something specific that I think will be right for the packaging style that he's going to use. And we talk about that. And then I do something that I think will be hopefully exciting for social media and promotional stuff. So the black figure, the pirate guy, I was able to do just a handful of shots. One that I knew would be kind of for the packaging, and then one that like this one that I thought would be kind of interesting for social media and just promotional type stuff.
And they let you and you have creative reign on this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do what they want me to do also. So I'm very comfortable with a give and take. So I did the Power Rangers Reignition stuff for Playmates last year, and they came back with some specific feedback that they wanted me to change. And it's not a personal choice that I would make, but it's a choice that they made. So I had to go back and reshoot it. Ultimately, what they wanted was I had the Red Ranger kind of heroically looking over the camera. The figures have limited articulation, but I got him to kind of look like he was looking. And they were like, no, the feedback from the license approval person was that we want them all looking directly into the camera. I was like, well, why would they do that?
So they can tell the kids, buy me.
Right.
So I had to go back and reshoot it.
So for the people listening that are aiming to get to this point where they're actually shooting for companies, right? What do these companies look for when choosing a photographer? Now that you've done it, do you know what they're looking for?
I know. If I had to guess.
Okay, because you're in the position to give us a good guess.
I would say versatility. I would say the ability to deliver a clean and compelling image, something that represents so I think my work lends itself to action figure promotional work because I tend to showcase one figure prominently, and I do kind of a pop cinematic sort of style to it. There are some people that in the toy photography community that are true artists that are doing very compelling artistic interpretations of action figures. And of course, my mind immediately goes to Nose Rain and Sergeant Bananas and all the the Mount Rushmore of toy photography. They do things that are the things that they come up with and their ideas are so incredible. I do more of the poster art comic splash page type stuff because that's what I was enamored with as a kid, and that's kind of where my brain goes. I think I don't think I have a very compelling artistic style. I think it's more splash page type stuff.
So you think I think I can tell, like you don't change your style when you're shooting for these companies. This is your style.
Right. No, okay. I how could I? Yeah.
Right. No, I mean, and then again, there's some companies that like, look, we just want them shot, but don't shoot them at nighttime or don't shoot, you understand? So there are a lot of, I've heard a lot of weird things,
I did a project for Playmates, and I submitted a test shot to them. I said, here's what I'm thinking. And they said, done.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, they said, send us an invoice. And I was like, really?
Wow.
Okay. So I do typically get good feedback, and it's because I think that my day job has prepared me to follow instructions, to adhere to guidelines, to we have KPIs, we have SLAs, we have all of these things that we need to adhere to make sure that we deliver on our obligations, and that translates to this. And I hold myself accountable in my personal work, and so I think it translates into whatever my professional work ends up being.
So if right, for the photo guys for the photographers that are trying to get into this type of work, what do you think would be their biggest mistake?
I think that there's a lot of people that want to ingratiate themselves to toy companies in the hopes that they're just going to get sent a figure to photograph, and that's making it. I think you don't want to do that. You want to put out good work. You want to have a good presence on social media, and let your work stand on its own. It's not about who you tag and the contests that you enter, and getting people's attention. Your work is going to get people's attention. And I think people should rely more on honing their craft than networking.
Nice. I know I've been scrolling through this, but I'm gonna go to certain photos that I want to ask you about. And guys, and if there's a particular photo also, Sean, that you would like us to talk, or whatever your favorite photos,
whatever blows your hair back.
Yeah. But I wanted to talk about this photo. This photo, when I saw this photo, I was blown away.
So this is a photo that I got in 5 exposures. This is one of the rare photos. It's the reason I like it so much, is because I got it so goddamn quickly.
Wow. The other thing is that thank you for, I think almost everything, or at least most of the stuff, you put the BTS.
Yeah.
And this is big. Like, people love to see the BTS because they want to see the process. They want to know. There are some people that think that a BTS would spoil it for them.
I've been told that it does.
Really?
I have comments on some of my earlier photos where they're like, posting the behind the scenes ruins your photo because we don't want to see that. But
so
those are people that weren't members of our toy photography community. Other toy photographers want to see it.
Wow.
Some people that are when the algorithm would show your work to non-followers and stuff like that, some people felt like you were peeling the curtain back and I was showing you how the magician saws the woman in half.
So there's and we've mentioned her before on this podcast, toy photographer called Catty Combs, right?
Oh yeah, I love her.
Right. If you notice, before her BTS comes on, she puts a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it never occurred. I thought she did it to be cute, right? And maybe she does, but it never occurred to me that people would get upset about, because it would spoil a photo for them if they saw the behind it, until a few people told me, and I was like, really? I'm like, oh,
it never occurred to you that people on the internet would get upset?
No. Exactly.
She is one of the toy photographers that does artistic stuff well, like with framing stuff, with unique lighting and environments, with and she also, what I really like about her is that she will use old figures. She'll use whatever figure is compelling to her. She doesn't have the
latest Spider-Man,
LPCC Batman, or the Figure Arts Game Reverse Cyclops. She does whatever she likes. She'll shoot a droid from the Phantom Menace. You know, it's whatever she's feeling, whatever she feels compelled to shoot. And that's what I liked about her page. It's like a respite from the 8,000 Mandalorian shots.
One of the things that stood out to me also is you use just a printed. This is a printed paper, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm very sophisticated.
No. Listen, I myself have done the same thing. I mean, like there.
Yeah.
Like I've printed. This is a piece of paper, right?
Right. Yeah. Tabloid.
No, it's actually 3 pieces of paper that I take together. I just printed them in tiles. That's all I did. Right.
It doesn't have to be the crazy thing.
Yes. And I'm glad that you. Now, what's your take on digital versus not necessarily practical, but there's digital, and then there's I'm losing the word, but what's your take on using digital stuff?
Well, a digirama is exactly what I'm doing there, but I have just a piece of paper. I mean, that's the same. It's the same outcome,
right?
Just a different technique. I would argue that digiramas are probably a little bit more difficult because you have to balance the light coming out of the monitor. And it changes the way you light the scene sometimes. And I'm learning about that now. I'm actually one of my goals this year is to learn how to shoot convincingly with a screen in the background. So
then
I think it will make me more efficient. I think I'll get more stuff done quickly if I can just tinker around with a digital image in the background. And there's a limit to what you can print.
Right.
So I just want to have a little bit more versatility.
So I'll tell you right now, one of the people that I know that uses digirama and does it extremely well is Jurassic Jesse.
Yeah. Okay.
He talk to Jesse. He should walk you through it. He does really, really, really nice stuff with digiramas.
And that's why part of the reason I think we all try to share the behind the scenes is because we want to talk about our process. Means nothing to me if someone wants to replicate something exactly. I mean, I'm happy to tell people which adjustment layers I use in Photoshop. I don't care if you copy the process. I've copied other people's process. I've talked to Work More or Less and asked him more questions than he had time to answer. And he's extremely gracious. I mean, he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Make time for anyone. And I'll ask anybody if they do something really well and I want to learn about it. I'm happy to ask. Because
there you go. Don't be afraid to ask.
People ask me, so I like to ask them. That's
part of that's part of being in the community also, right? Sharing and
trying to help each other out.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I want to talk about it, and I love talking about it. So it's like I want people to ask me those questions. I want to be able to ask people questions. So
this was a 4. Is that a 4-second exposure? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, again, like remarkable shot, dude. And
basically 2 lights. I got the Lume Cube panel over Conan's shoulder, and then I've got, you can't really see it there, but I've got an orange rim there's a lot of fall off. I put it really far away, hitting the Predator on the.
But the way you lit the rim light and all that separates it from the background is just it's classic, bro. It's awesome.
Yeah, one of the few I'm extremely proud of.
The other one that I wanted to was this Vader shot. I see, it's so funny because I went to your feed. I couldn't even get past the first 2 photos to talk about. I just it's like holy yeah. The way that you use the perspective also is fantastic.
I love mixed to scale. My goal in most toy photography photos, if I can swing it, is to try to make it look larger than life, make the setup look as big as I can make it on my table. So I've really grown to love mixed scale and mixing scale. And Star Wars is the perfect property to do that because they make vintage and Black Series. It's tough to do that with G.I. Joe and other properties. But
I was gonna note that these stormtroopers in the back are vintage series.
Yeah,
and the ones in the front are Black Series. So
and they're right on top of each other.
If
you're doing forced perspective and you don't show the ground,
and
you shoot at a low enough angle, that creates the illusion that they're far away.
Yeah, I mean, how long did it? Well, I mean,
Vader wasn't originally part of this photo when I first took it. I just wanted to do. I could shoot a stormtrooper every day. It's the most exciting thing to me. So originally, this photo was just stormtroopers, and I took the photo because I repainted the walker, and I wanted to showcase the walker in some capacity.
Let me ask you: is this the only full-size walker you have?
Yes, I have a couple of the micro. I have one Micro Galaxy Squadron. And then I have a vintage ATST also.
I have one. I have one also. I only have one. Mine is missing the two bottom guns.
Is that you have the legacy one?
No, I have an old.
Okay.
Like an old one, just like
this. This is the 2005 Legacy Edition one. It's bigger than that original.
Oh no, mine is old. Yeah,
is old. This is from 2005, I think.
But your use of the perspective in this photo is phenomenal, dude. But then again, it is in a whole bunch of other photos. The other one, this one right here. That's
I got a 6 scale Grogu.
Yes,
Micro Galaxy Squadron walker in the front, and the same. I wanted to show its ass, so there you go.
So. And when you go to the BTS, what I did notice also is that this is like a big giant blanket or sheet.
Yeah.
Right?
I bought a scaffolding off of Amazon and I clipped these 5x7 photo backdrops to it for Blue Sky. I've got one that's like a fantasy planet thing, and I've got they're so cheap.
Where did you buy these? I guess because they're like a blanket, aren't they?
They're like a nylon sheet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they're like $10.
Yeah.
They cost like nothing. I just steam them, hang
them
up
to get the wrinkles out.
Yeah.
So it's funny because when I was looking for backdrops to buy, I would see these 5x7, 8x10s, and I'm like, why are these things? And I wouldn't buy them because that was like, I just need something smaller. But now after seeing what you use, I'm like, I'm gonna have to go and buy me a whole bunch of blankets.
Well, I shoot really low.
Yes.
And when I shoot low so I'm probably like 4 feet from the background. I need a lot of background to kind of fill that space if I wanted to get that whole walker in there. So
and this walker over here is a Micro Squadron.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You look at this photo and you see this explosion. I thought that was all like just Photoshop. You know how you find an explosion and you cut it out or whatever. And then when you look at
it's the ass of a 20-ounce bottle of Coke.
Yeah.
With stuffing from a Clone Wars Yoda glued to it that I painted, and then I drilled a hole in it, and there's a wire that goes from Mando's ass through the explosion, and then it's kind of hooked inside. There's a panel on the walker. The walker opens up on the side, so there's a panel. So the wire goes into the panel, and there's a loom cube in the explosion, and it's just kind of hanging there. And so I had to work quickly before the loom cube died, and there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm speechless at some of these, with some of these photos, how some of these photos look, man. It's really unreal. The other one that I want to look at is this one. This Batman versus Superman shot is really, really, really nice. And in the BTS, where is it? I think it's probably here. I noticed that you used a Pringles empty jar. Here it is.
Yeah.
That's,
I told you I'm really sophisticated.
Yes. So you used it as a snoot.
I have one on each of my Kmart gooseneck lamps.
Wow.
I've been using the same ones for 7 years now. It works.
And you use that's the overhead light up there that we just took a glimpse of right here.
They have a paper towel roll on that loom cube over there.
Wow.
Does the job.
And nothing works better than, I'm assuming this is cotton?
It's
stuffing.
It's some artificial fiber. Again, it's from my daughter had an old stuffed animal that was kind of ripped, so I kind of finished the job.
There you go.
I don't know what I was thinking when I did the photo. I don't know what story I'm telling. I just put them like in this. I don't know. I just thought it was a good idea.
And
it's cool. It's cool. I don't even care.
Right, exactly.
That's pretty much what I said too. I'm like, fuck it.
One of the things that I did want to talk to you about is your diorama building, because you build a lot of dioramas. Do you buy any other? Okay.
Yeah.
And if you do buy, who do you buy from?
Well, I've only purchased 2 dioramas. No, I have one of the background small buildings from Toy Blocks. That's in. I can't remember the last time I used it, but it's real. It's nice. And then I have 2 dios from Eric Bryson, Fate Hammer. He was at Legion's Con. So the photo with the Revenant, the down, scroll down over the skeleton next to Batman. Scroll up now.
Oh, sorry.
Right there.
Skeleton next to Bat. Right here.
There you go. That one. That is Eric Bryson dio.
His name is being thrown around with all these dioramas. He must be making incredible stuff, because every time somebody talks about a diorama, I got it from Fate Hammer, and I'm like, wow. I just
finished painting this one.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me make you big. See how I can.
Let's see if I can move this back a little.
Or Diggs, can you help me make him bigger?
Yeah, 1 second.
It doesn't fit on my lap.
I could imagine. Oh man.
So that's part of it. It's got a second floor.
Oh.
And then it's got all the wood and stuff on the back. So that's part of it. There's another piece.
He made that?
He printed it for me, yeah.
Oh, so he printed it and you painted it.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's kind of what I prefer, because I want it to match, what I like to do. So this is the other part of it. So it's like 2 pieces that connect.
So all that's 3D printed?
Yeah. It's like 15 pounds of filament.
Wow. Diggs, get on it, bro. Wow.
I just did the Jason Demon one, dude. That took me almost 2 full weeks to print.
I know, that's
wow. This took him 75 hours to print or something like that.
I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I bought 2 dios from him. I tend to, and the reason I make the majority of my other stuff is just cost. Just trying to. Oh, that's not true. I got to shout out Crashbox Customs. I bought 2 pieces from Crashbox also at Legion's Con.
Wow. So
I was very, very tempted by his offices this last.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you this: gray skull, right? This gray skull, you built this.
I did, yes.
Man,
it is the size of a small sedan, and that's the reason why you can't park in my garage.
How long did it take you to build something like this?
I think it took me like 2 months working nights and weekends on it. Just I don't collect Masters of the Universe.
You don't?
No.
Why did you do this?
Wow. Would you build this? I mean, granted, I don't collect Masters of the Universe, but I definitely would use this.
Guys, I don't make good decisions. I do now have some Masterverse stuff. I have like I bought the Masterverse Battle Armor Skeleton, Skeletor. I've got the classic Skeletor. So I have a handful. I really like Trapjaw, so I bought some of the villains. I loved Motu as a kid. The only themed birthday party I've ever had was at Pizza Palace in East Hartford, Connecticut. And it was Motu themed. And I told my wife when I turned 50 that we need to have another one.
There you go.
So it was just kind of something that I wanted to build and see if I could do it. And
was it entirely styrofoam?
So the skull and the helmet on the skull, the dome on the skull, I sculpted out of air dry clay. And then the rest of it is foam and celluclay. The frame, there's a wood frame underneath it. So there's some celluclay and some air dry clay, like on the teeth on the lower drawbridge. So it's a mix of materials.
So I have a question for you. There was another photo, and I think we'll get to it, but you use styrene. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So I've never used styrene, and can you explain it a little bit? Is it like a sheet of plastic? What is it?
It is extremely forgiving. It is basically a sheet of plastic, and as an old original trilogy Star Wars geek, when Disney Plus put out the Industrial Light and Magic, documentary, and they were talking about the old school model making. And Adam Savage always talks about it on Tested. He talks about his use of polystyrene sheets and rods and all of this different material they use to make Greeblies, and doing panelization on all of this stuff. And I was like, I have to try this. I have to try it. So I made a hanger kind of diorama so that I could put some vintage collection ships in there. And I wanted to try panelization. And all you have to do is you score it and you can snap it. And it comes in different thicknesses, and there is a bonding chemical that you use to glue it, and it bonds it almost immediately.
Wow.
Wow. It's an incredible material to work with. I think it's extremely fun. The material is relatively cheap, and it's intense fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah. So I have an order for 3 containers,
nice
shipping containers, and I'm planning on using that to wrap around the edges and stuff like that. So I think that will be will be worth it.
Yeah, so I think you'll really enjoy it. I was surprised at how forgiving it was. For me using it for the first time, I was. So the skylight on that Batman Bane shot.
Yeah, I was. It's so funny because that's one of the images that I have on my list. So we might as well just go there.
The skylight is styrene. There's clear styrene for the window, like a clear styrene sheet, and then I just made the frame of the skylight out of styrene.
Oh, so this right here.
Yeah, and the siding on that like rooftop access thing is styrene as well.
Wow.
Oh, and the fire escapes are largely styrene on that building.
Okay.
So
you built
we can't endorse this dio at all. We need to move.
No, but wait a minute. Did you make? No, but he made this dio.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I made that dio for Playmates.
Oh,
actually.
okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he made this
I
dio.
thought this was the one that
no
was getting reprinted.
No, look, there you go. See, handmade.
Oh, there's diorama drama too? What?
Oh, yes,
Dude,
diorama wars, bro. You have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know anything. Somebody call me. Call me.
We'll tell you after the show.
Yeah. So those. So working in legal. So we do velo binding.
Right.
So my fire escapes are made out of styrene and velo binding strips. And the stairs are all styrene, the ladder styrene, stuff like that. But yeah, though my team was debinding some books that were going to be recycled. So I took the styrene the vinyl velo strips and I made fire escapes out of them.
You know how many of those things I've gotten rid of? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back to repro. So like, yo, all those chips, I need all those things.
Yeah, it's the perfect because the rods come attached to the railings. So it's like there's it's kind of builds itself, which is nice.
Yeah.
I don't really like this photo, by the way.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I did not get what I wanted.
When did you realize that? After you posted it?
No, before. But it was one of those situations where it was like, I need to post it so that I stop thinking about it.
Okay.
I just need to put it out there and then just freaking.
That's a good answer. That's just a good answer.
Move on.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
Go two before that.
This one.
This one. One more. The TIE Fighter.
The TIE. Oh, this one.
This is the one you were talking about, right?
This is related. This is a second offering of that TIE Fighter shot, but similar. And this one I got a lot more quickly because I had the experience with the previous one a couple of years ago.
Okay.
But it's same concept for sure. Almost the same setup.
So and it's funny because that Batman where was it again? The rooftop Batman Bane that we just looked at, I literally in my note I wrote styrene. I was like to ask him about the styrene stuff. Yeah, I knew once we got to your feed, this my notes and everything were just gonna like go out the window, dude. This is insane. Let me see which is I want to see the other photo. Hold on one second.
I do love this Indy with the He-Man sword.
I figured I had to shoot the figure because I bought it, and I was like I wanted to try to do something. Because again, there was a lot of indie shots out there. I was trying to do something a little bit different. So,
and you're right. These Carver custom lanterns and lights and torches are number one. If you're gonna get any torches, that's the guy to get them from.
They're the best props out there. Just to have them flickering in the background when you're messing with a photo.
Yes.
Yeah.
It inspires you to shoot it. Because if the flicker's not gonna be noticed in the photo, but they photograph extremely well.
Yeah, those beautiful. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I put the one with the lightning at the end because I wasn't sure if I liked it with the like added effect or if I wanted to leave it just the practical kind of photo.
Okay, so I think I passed the photo that I wanted to talk about. All right, so screw it. We're gonna talk about this. This right here is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Because again, you look at this photo and right away, digital background or screen or effects or whatever, but that lightning is practical.
Yeah.
Like it's tangible.
Really?
Yes. Look at this, Diggs. So you literally went and you cut like a foam board out into the shape of the lightning, right? And I think you put it back together, but you didn't put it like completely. So you let that crack show. Now let me ask you, this paint that you're using is one of those that is like super duper black.
Oh man. Yep. And also then there's a I glued the black lightning bolt silhouette to a piece of white plexiglass, and then I shined the light from the back.
Look at that.
The same kind of concept as the lava diorama, lighting in the epoxy from the bottom kind of deal.
But
I did a very ham-fisted, poor attempt at practical rain also.
And you know what? The rain was the least of my. I was like,
my forte.
Right, right.
But I figured if there's lightning, there should probably be a little rain.
Right. But the fact that you did this tangible, practical lightning is like really, really, really impressive, bro. This is why your work stands out. I'm telling you, this is why it stands out. Nobody, if you didn't give us that BTS, nobody would know like that this lightning is like that. You literally cut it out. You know?
I appreciate that. That's what makes it fun. We're playing, and part of that is arts and crafts and solving problems, and
that gives me so many ideas. It's just, it really is really remarkable.
You want to create the most compelling image that you can, but you also want to have as much fun as you can, and hopefully challenge your own creativity. That's how you grow, right? You try new things,
right?
And good results and not great results. I don't post the not great results.
So there was another. You're not afraid to, like, for example, this Bane shot, which is again just like the composition on this photo is remarkable. You're not afraid to dip your figures in paint and stuff, like, because you diluted this water with acrylic paint, right?
Yeah.
And then you just
right off.
Dip the figure right in there.
It's just a part of the enjoyment factor. I do some effects work in Photoshop depending on what the shot calls for. I don't have a lot of confidence in my effects editing, so I have to try to build as much of it as I can practically, because that's what I want to see in the camera. When I take the photo, I don't want to be thinking,
how am I going to
10 steps
that?
ahead.
Yeah.
I don't want my process to be 50% editing, 50% photography. I really want it to be 90% photography and 10% editing. And that's I try to stick to that ratio. If I get into a situation where I need to try to, as I've said before, rescue the photo in Photoshop, then it's not a good photo.
Nice.
So I want to take a compelling photo first that I'm excited about, and so that the editing process enhances it. I don't want to have to rescue it from the garbage bin,
right?
By editing it.
Yeah, I try to shoot as close as possible as I want it to be I want to do minimal work on the back end.
I want to add some fog. I want to do some dodge and burn. I want to enhance the rim. I want to increase the clarity a little bit, add some texture. But I don't want to sit there and try to, some people are very skilled at it, and it's part of their process, and it's very second nature to them. I have taken a number of classes online, it feels like adult education at this point, because I'm curious, and I want to enhance my skill set. But I don't want it to take place. I don't want it to replace the photography part of it.
I still can't find that photo that I wanted to talk about, but there is another photo here. And you know what? It's funny because in people's feeds, you normally, when you go back, like a far back, you see when the progression of the improvement started, right? I couldn't find it in yours.
Well, I've been doing this.
So,
I've been struggling a long time. So
how long have you been shooting?
I think it was April of 2019. I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been sort of around the same time, and mine doesn't look nothing. It doesn't look anything like this, dude.
You don't hate yourself enough.
Yeah.
There's the TIE Fighter shot down there too.
Oh, which one? I'm sorry. Oh, this. Here you go.
Yeah, that was the one that I walked away from for a while. Originally, I didn't even have Moff Gideon in the cockpit. I took the photo and I was like, Jesus, I forgot to put the effing pilot in there.
Oh, so you went back to add him?
Yeah, I had to go. I had to undo. I had to take him off. So Mando's tied up there with a wire.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of balanced up there, and you see it's sitting on a stool and all that shit. So I had to take him off and then slip Moff Gideon back in there. Dumb.
I'm glad that you don't. Like I'm a big proponent of like don't rush your shots. Don't rush your shots and don't post anything that you're not happy with.
I don't know. Well, sometimes it's a race to the bottom. People want to get out a photo as quickly as they can for engagement, or they want to. I got this figure. If I don't shoot it first, then I'm last. And I don't give a fuck.
There you go. There you go. Now you're speaking my language, bro.
I need to be happy with it.
Right.
If I think that you may be happy with what I'm doing, I better be happy with it. And again, for me, repainting the tie was the most fun of the entire project. And I shoot some BTS, but I think we could all agree that my BTS is lacking. It's an afterthought. It's not at all.
What you're shooting, this is BTS.
I know, but it's not good.
But the BTS doesn't have to be glamorous.
Well, there's a lot of very slick and compelling BTS out there that but I would argue that the finished photo is less compelling than
the BTS. That's
so
a good
I
point.
try to focus, and for me, it's fun, and I'm doing it again. Even though I have been doing some professional work, I'm still doing this.
I mean, look at this! Look at this professional stand under this TIE fighter. Look at this.
Right.
That's what I was going to say. Is like your paper towel and your Pringle Can game.
Look at that! Look at that!
On point, dude.
Right.
Like it's just.
This is how they made the original Star Wars. Popsicle sticks.
Right. So, dude, I mean, we could talk about this feed all day. It's insane. This was another shot that I wanted to bring up because you show how you created this painting back here.
Yeah.
Right? And bam.
The air did all the work.
Bam. Like, you actually went and you thought about it. Like, all right, I'm going to put this, splatter some paint here. I'm going to put the paper there. I'm going to shoot. I mean, is that
the Sir Dork air plunger thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Does it say Sir Dork on? No, I'm kidding.
Who doesn't own one of those because of Sir Dork, though?
That's right.
I do.
Right. He's the reason it's like crackling ball, the crackling sparkle ball things too.
No, it's like the little what we call now the toy mirth light.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
The toy mirth light. That's how I know it.
Awesome.
I'd love Sir Dork has a plunger. Toy mirth has a light.
There's the lights. Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool though.
But
I'd love to have a couple of those bad boys.
Incredibly creative here. And people, let me tell you, if anyone that's doing toy photography is not following you and looking and copying, and I'm not saying copying your work, but like these are. I mean, if I'm gonna do a splatter, this is what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna find a plunger and I'm gonna splatter some paint and I'm gonna blow it on there. I mean, this is it, dude. This is like. How else would you do it? You can't do it any other way. This is it. You got to shoot your garage
because that's where you can make a giant effing mess.
Right. The picture that I was looking for was a Cosmic Legion figure.
Is it Ziri or is it the big guy?
The big guy with the 4 arms.
Oh yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, I know it's here. And again, the reason I want it, I passed it.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. Finally. So the reason that I wanted to show this is because, again, perspective, and then you went ahead and used a vintage series for this trooper to make the figure look even bigger.
Yeah, I wanted him to, because like I don't know, maybe he's fucking huge. I don't know.
Right. This is really, really, really nice stuff.
And then you can shoot them real close together because that's the hanger. That's all styrene.
Right. And I was going to ask you about this hanger also. And you built this entirely foam and styrene?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Now I'm thinking styrene, like green stuff.
No, I'm assuming the styrene is the panels on the side, right? These panels here?
Yeah, but I'm asking like styrene, like green stuff. Like
it's not it's white or black. It's like it's a plastic sheet.
It's like a plastic sheet, and I think it comes
for like scratch building.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Yep.
How long did it take you to build this hanger?
Probably about as long as it took me to build Grayskull. A couple months, off and on.
Did you look at like Star Wars images and all that to like try and get it?
When I close my eyes, I see Star Wars images,
and you just create them.
But it's like, we know what a Star Wars hanger looks like. And we know like kind of what the aesthetic and the style that they use, the angles that they use to build stuff, and
polystyrene.
And can you blow up Enders?
You said evergreen. Yes, those are exactly the sheets that I used to build it. Yep.
Yeah. Oh. How thick does it say how thick that is?
That they were green also. It sounded like he was saying they were.
No, yeah, I thought he was saying that they were green.
Evergreen.
Yeah,
they make all different types of thicknesses.
Yeah.
Used to use these to scratch build with Gundams and add panels and stuff like
that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
They make like two like circular ones that are polystyrene. They make diamond plate looking ones too, like sheets. Yeah.
So do you have to buy? Do you have to buy the bonding agent that bonds it separately?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. It's like a glue.
Like I need to know what that is, because
wait, you're not using like regular hobby like modeling glue, right?
What was that?
So did you think somebody was just giving it out for free somewhere?
I mean, I thought it came with it. I thought it was a package deal. You buy styrene, you get the glue. It's like, come on.
Now, Sean, when you're saying, or you're not using regular hobby like modeling glue, it sounds like, is that what you're using?
No, I'm using the bonding agent that you brush on
Plastic weld.
Yeah, plastic weld. There is the hobby store that I shop at. There is a local company that makes something called Stick It.
Okay,
and it's a local, but it's the same deal as that. Yeah, plastic weld.
Yeah, as a plastic weld. Yeah, because that you can use that with plexiglass too, because it bonds the molecules together. They use it for fish tanks and stuff too.
And it's like extremely permanent. It like really.
Oh yeah,
it's wild stuff.
Yeah, like once it's like done, you're not getting it apart unless you smash it or something. But like, it's not gonna like come apart.
Yeah, that's the beauty of using it, because I drop shit all the time. So it's nice that it's permanent.
So Sean, this is the what is it called? The ambiguous set. Right?
That's the ceiling is the ubiquitous Nova dial.
Oh, right. And the sides?
Those are the GTP space walls.
Are you the only one that ever got those? I know a lot of people that like, I need these walls, and
I got them from a training client for Christmas.
Oh wow!
Like maybe 5 years ago, before they went out of business, and before they put up the Tantive hallway, and then the owner. I think he passed away, and his wife was trying to finish it for him. I think we all lost money on that deal, but I mean, she did her best to try to accommodate all of her customers. But I love the ubiquitous Nova as a ceiling, as a Star Warsy looking ceiling for space walls. So
yeah, I have it also, and I have the second box, the extended accessories. But let me tell you, man, it is a thumb killer. If you've ever put it together,
I've reconfigured mine so many times that it's like it's loose now. I've really worked it in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So I love that you matched it together with these. This is nice.
The color basically matches, and the lights match, and it's just kind of got the same aesthetic. And I like shooting low. I think probably I shoot from a very low angle, as I think it makes the figures look bigger, or I'm overcompensating maybe. But I like to see the ceiling. I always, that's why you're always going to see the ceiling.
I just noticed that you're right. You always shoot kind of up towards the sky.
I'm way below eye line. To me, that's compelling. That's what I want to see. So that's what I do. It's very rare that I shoot a different angle.
Right. Yeah. You know, you've shot so many figures. Is there any particular figure that is just like the toughest figure for you to shoot? Like, you know, I can't work with this figure. Or you have, but it's been tough.
I would say like Mezco Batmans are real stubby. Like if their arms and legs be any shorter.
Stubby, that's a good way to describe it.
It's like a 5'8" Batman that those figures are frustrating because I was trying to have the Gotham by Gaslight Mezco Batman like fighting Doc Knock. And his arms are so short. I was like, you'll never see it because I can't post it. Because like you can't tell he's throwing a punch. It's like what the hell's going on over there?
What's your favorite Batman figure?
That's a good question. I guess
you have several that are your favorites.
I'm looking around the room to see if I have an answer for you. Well, I know I've been shitting on Mezco Batman, but I do still like the Sovereign Knight, the Mezco Sovereign Batman. That one's really good. And I also do really like the battle damaged Mafex Dark Knight Batman,
which I think you shot here.
Yeah, right there fighting I like his face, and he's all ripped up, and he moves really well. The cape's got great wires in it. So
I got the Besley turtle head for that.
Oh wow,
that's pretty cool.
Look at that. And your posing is also fantastic and on point. You make an effort to make sure that those things pose right?
Absolutely. Definitely. I think that's part of I know for like, I think it was last year where there was this imaginary competition between, or there was a discussion about the validity of in-hand posing versus toy photography and what the value of it.
Another drama.
But it's so foolish to not realize that both inform the other.
I agree.
I've been so inspired by watching in-hand posers and what they're able to get these figures to do and tell compelling stories without a diorama and without lighting. That it's foolish to dismiss that as not the real thing, or to diminish it in any way. And toy photography is more about the lighting and the environment, but if you can combine the two, try to get a compelling pose, that's awesome. So I think that I have been conscious about the effectiveness of a good pose, and so I'm trying to learn. I think that and I think another thing that you'll agree that in your job and my job is continuous improvement. And continuing education.
Mhm.
And so I want to be a better poser. I want to take better photos. I want to light better. I want to edit better. I want to be more efficient. So the
Right.
challenge comes from within for me to try to outdo to take a better photo than I did, not take a better photo than somebody else, but to take a
Right.
better photo for me.
So do you always try to outdo your last photo?
I think I'm a kind of a fatalist, so I know that one day I will take my last photo. So in my mind, every photo is my last photo. So I do try to put my best effort into every photo. And maybe that's a fucking foolish sentiment, but I do try to. I am very aware of my mortality, so I'm trying to do my best work and have that be represented.
I think that's what hinders me a little bit is like if I done something and it looks really, really good, I can't do anything that is going to be less than that. You know?
Yeah, but you can't. You got to just. You're going to have ebbs and flows. You're going to have
right.
dips in quality. Some ideas are going to be better than others,
Mhm.
but it's it's like an EKG or
Right.
hopefully your 401k.
Right.
It's going to ebb and flow, but it's always going to be trending up.
Right.
And I think that you're going to learn. I learned something from every photo because I tried to do something a little bit different with every photo. Sometimes I don't, but you want to, again, it's just continuous improvement. We always say you're in competition against yourself, but if you embody that, then you will improve. You have no choice, or you quit.
Yeah, that's
I
facts,
just
dude.
treat
That's
it like
facts.
I got to get them out of my system, so I'll post
Yeah.
anyway.
And that's sometimes
every
why I
third
do.
photo is good then.
Yeah, move on to the next.
I love your in this photo. I love how you use. I'm assuming these were like these are actually Star Wars like walls and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you use them in this photo. I mean, again, your combination of props and figures and all that is really, really impressive. These Valaverse figures.
Yeah.
And you like these? You like the Valaverse figures? They move well.
Oh, they move beautifully. They have all the modern articulation. I think I'm routinely impressed by them. These are just an army builder, but they have all the gear packs and stuff, so you can make them look really unique. All pinless, great butterflies. Nice. Bobby is a toy guy. He loves toys. He loves all types of toys. He loves designing. So it has all the modern articulation. I would argue that they move better than most classifieds.
Wow.
Because I like being able to bring their hands together when they're holding a pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the hand where he can kind of do that.
I like got my trigger hands.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking
way to bring it back.
Valaverse shots over here.
But there is you can make them your own, and there's
a lot of customization, and they do offer a lot of accessory packs. They offer head packs, so I mean,
you can really
Valaverse
make
is
them
definitely
your own.
Making a mark.
Yeah, he really cares about the what he puts out, and he does listen to the people that buy his product, and
nice, good that he listens to his customers.
Yeah, and he's super passionate about it.
Definitely sells the best weapon packs, like to
me,
in my opinion.
Yeah,
they're rigid. Yeah, they got to have some rigidity to them. Those gummy GI Joe weapons are just
dry. Yeah, they're horrible. You pull it out of the pack, and
the knives look terrible. Like the knives on the Valaverse stuff are sharp. Like they have like a point on them. They're rigid, and so I know you can't see what I'm showing you, but
it's funny because wasn't he doing the where you could remove the magazines first, and then they just copied him and classified. Because I think he was doing the first.
I think he was the first one to offer different races, second head sculpts with a different race for his army builders too.
That sounds about right. Do you ever shoot this isn't 1/6, is it? Is this 1/6?
Yeah.
This one.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
Oh shit, it is for.
Wow.
Awesome.
It's rare. I've shot the Paz Vizsla figure a couple times. I've done Darth Maul a couple times. I leave that to Trevor.
Right. I know they
Tom,
take up a lot of space.
I let Tom and Trevor do that. They've got the market cornered
there. On 1/6.
Yeah.
Yes.
I chop vehicles in half. That's what I ruin vintage collection vehicles.
And this is also 1/6. You can tell. I mean, look at the cloth on this. You know,
yeah, that's mixed scale. Those are my 12 scale dios in the back. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I just put them on some boxes.
Perspective.
Yeah.
I just did that a couple months ago. I shot my 1/6 Mando and used my 112 dio.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, look, see right here. The little snoot.
It gets the job done.
As long as it gets the job done, absolutely.
That's right.
Out of all the photos that you've shot, which is the photo that you probably come back to and look at, your favorite photo?
My favorite photo is right below where your cursor is, next to the Millennium Falcon. One is my all-time favorite toy photo.
Look at that. And which Millennium is this?
That's the Legacy Falcon. I repainted it.
Wow.
And then I took the ceiling for the hangar diorama and I flipped it made it the floor or the whatever he was traversing, flying over.
So you repainted this? Like you weathered it and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, repainted the panels. I put a couple of washes on it. There's a clear matte coat on it. And I looked at a studio model and I did my best to try to kind of replicate it. And so I bought an airbrush that you use for like cakes, like $30, you know.
Right.
And then I painted some of the weathering and stuff on it, and I was happy with the way it came out.
Oh man, come on, dude! You should be more than happy.
And then I'm happy because I in my mind recreated what I saw in Return of the Jedi when it's kind of escaping the Death Star, you know. So those are the kind of images that live in my mind. And so that's kind of when I took that photo, I was
like a toy photo.
What was that?
It doesn't even look like a toy photo.
It doesn't. It looks to me. It looks like a still.
Yeah, from the movie.
Yeah, it looks like a still. It's like it's just yeah.
And that's kind of that type of visual right there is what inspires me the most. Like I love those old school visual effects shots. I love the way they composite the vehicles and stuff and shoot them and have the camera static or the camera moves and the ship is static. I like those kinds of tracking shots. They're just, that stuff's fun for me.
So again, I knew my notes were gonna go out the window once we got into this thing. I was trying to hold off as much as I could. But just real quick, right? Do you think that some photographers that are aiming to get to these companies, do you think that their opportunities are more based on visibility than skill?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I have if you look at my visibility is very limited now because I don't post very much.
Yeah, but you don't have to.
Well, I think it's because I try to, I'm largely self-taught, maximum effort kind of moronic take on all of this stuff. Like I made the lava field and I made a moon. I covered an exercise ball in celluclay and then painted it. I mean,
you were having fun.
Right. It's fun. And if it's not fun, and and my wife lets me have as much fun as I want. So I spend more time in the garage than maybe I should.
So what is your family think? What is your like your not necessarily your immediate, like your wife and your kids, but like your extended family, like your dads or your moms or uncles or friends? What do they think?
I have my kids think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened. My son's in high school, and all of his friends want to become toy photographers, and they always talk to him about it.
That's cool. He must be sick and tired of talking to them about it.
I'm not entirely sure if it's they're doing it sarcastically or not. So I don't know. Because like this is not a cool thing to be doing. So I don't know. I don't have on my side of the family, I don't have a ton of family. I have my brother and I have a cousin that I'm very close with, and she is extremely supportive. Okay. Lauren will watch this episode, and I'm extremely thankful for her support. She's a huge cheerleader.
Awesome.
And she does make me feel like I can do kind of anything.
That's great.
So I'm thankful for that. But my immediate family is very supportive. They don't have to get it to be supportive. So I got my immediate family, my brother, and my cousin Lauren.
When you're out with, by the way, does your do people at work know what you do?
So I have, yes, because I have done some legal exhibit photography.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
So I've done briefs, stuff for briefs and filings and trial exhibits.
You're trying to cross over to my realm. Get out of here, bro. Okay, stay in your lane, man. Stay in your lane.
It's so I have photographed some pretty crazy stuff for work. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how they learned that I was a toy guy, but we have an intellectual property department, and there's some crossover with toy stuff. So
nice.
I've done some photography for them. So yeah, it's kind of crept in everywhere.
Do you when you go out, like let's say you go out with your wife or like let's say an adult party, do you have to contain yourself to not talk about toy photography at a party that no one really knows about toy photography?
I try to compartmentalize it,
but
it does ultimately. I mean, it's kind of part of my identity. It's like the thing that I want to do all the time.
Right.
I can't help it. So yeah, I'm gonna fucking talk about it, and you're gonna listen, and you're gonna be a weirdo, or you're gonna think it's cool.
Right. That's funny because I try to, but for some reason, every once in a while that it comes out, and then my wife will come over and she'll hear us talking about like toy photography, and I'm showing a photo, and she's like, "Oh, here we go again." I told you not to talk about that at the party. No, I'm kidding.
I don't really go. Full disclosure, I don't find myself at a lot of parties.
Right.
I hear you.
And so, like, I guess I have friends that real life friends that will ask me about it that I've known for a long time.
Mm-hmm. But they're not into it.
No.
Mm.
It is rare that I meet a stranger, and that it comes up.
When you go toy hunting and you see the guy in the aisle that's your age and he's looking at the toys, do you bring it up?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I will. I'll have a discussion about collecting if it comes up, organically.
Right.
So when the first couple times I went to Legion's Con, I mean, again, I think my reach within the community is diminished. I don't post as much. I'm not as active as I wish I were. Mm-hmm. So I think that there are many more people that are unfamiliar with my work that are familiar with my work, and I'm comfortable with whatever tiny little space I occupy. I'm fine with it.
Right.
But at Legion's Con, I introduced myself as Sean. Hi, well, it's great to meet you. I'm Sean, and I'll recognize them from a live or whatever. Mm-hmm. And and people are like, "Oh, what's your Instagram name?" And then
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And then I tell them my Instagram name, and some people know my page, and some people don't. But I don't think about, like, some people have the foresight to wear a piece of clothing that has their name on. Like, I have your sticker, George. I have a sticker. I have Agent
look at that.
stickers in my house. I don't have a visual approach shirt or hat. I don't.
I think I learned that when I started going to the toy cons, the smaller toy cons in Jersey, right? I would go and people were like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm George. And then people are like, "Oh, I'm, I don't know, Visual Approach, or I'm Digs Figs or whatever."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, nobody knows who I am if I don't say I'm Agent Variant."
I'm comfortable. I'm more comfortable in that space, being people not knowing who I am. I don't like it when people sing "Happy Birthday" to me.
Right.
So,
Happy birthday, Visual Approach Photography. Happy birthday.
So, like, I was walking around introducing myself as Sean to all of these people, and Tom Iavawatu would tell people what my Instagram name was, and I'm like, I would forget, but then intentionally like omit it because I just want to kind of have a conversation without any. Not that people necessarily are aware or familiar with my work, but I just having a personal connection with someone on a show floor. I'd rather do that.
Right.
And have it come up organically.
Then the toy show is not the place for you to go to.
No.
Because I'm looking for who's Visual Approach Photography? Where is he? I need to see
people
who he
at the
is.
grocery store. Then I guess
when you're at Legions, you're usually always with Tom.
Yeah, so the reason I go to Legions is to spend time with Trevor and Tom, Alberto, Dan the Articulator, Jordan, Bearded Toyman.
Yeah.
Those are kind of my guys that are my real life buddies, and TJ Fry, Capes and Rifles. Like, those are the dudes that I know in real life.
I mean,
I go there to see them.
So Enders goes to Legions to hang out with the people. Also, he's not even a Mythic Legions sort of collector. He goes to hang out with the people.
Yeah. The only Legions I own are the ones that were gifted to me in their customs. I cherish them. I haven't shot them yet, but no, because now I obviously I know your work, and now and I recognize you, but then I'm trying to think. I know I met him. How did I meet him? Like in person, because I used to do the same thing as introduce my name. So you're always hanging out with Tom, and you probably always see me fucking with Tom. I'm just staring at him to see if he catches me. Yeah, I have a question. Why do you guys look so pissed off?
So because I'm old and tired all the time.
There you go. That's a good answer, bro. That's a good answer.
You probably ain't that much older than me, but yeah, like every time I see Tom, and I'm like, wow, his friends look really angry.
So Tom was probably I know. Well, so I don't know if it was Saturday night, but that was the night I went to bed at like 9:15, and I was fighting to stay awake, fight with every fucking ounce of energy I had, because we all had, like, I bought the con exclusives, so we were sitting there. I was, when you're tired and you drank the night before and you have a sip of alcohol and your body's like, fucking knock it off.
Right.
That's what
like,
happened.
Why are you doing this to me?
What is your problem? So I had this glass of wine that had been sitting there for, I don't know, a week and a half, and I'm holding the con exclusive Revenant, and I'm just like, I see them once a year. I need to maximize my time with these guys, but at the same time, my body is like shutting down operating systems left and right. So that's probably played a lot into, and that's probably also, I will say, after we had parent-teacher conferences like a few months ago, and we got off the call. I was at work and my wife was home, and the call ended with the teacher. I love the teacher. She treats my son really great. She listens to him. She encourages him. She called me. She's like, "Why are you so upset?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm having a great day." She's like, "You look really mad." And I'm like, "Oh, I was listening intently to what she was saying. I'm in a pretty good mood." Apparently I have like fucking asshole face. So.
Yeah, my wife calls it resting dick face. Yeah, you look angry all the time. That person's not staring at you. You just look angry. Like,
yeah,
So-
that was probably part of it. And I know Tom was sleep deprived too because he was working on some photos for a project.
Yeah, Tom must have thought I was crazy the last time I saw him because I was
no,
like,
I
dude,
always get a smile out of Tom though. Every time I sneak up on him, I always get a smile out of Tom. You guys just look like angry. Like, who's this hobbit?
I needed a pillow. You should have given me a pillow.
Well, next time I know, next Legion's Con, 1, don't mean mug me. 2, I'll bring a spare pillow. Just like, you're gonna need this.
I'm
right.
gonna need it. And a pacifier and a blanket. Change my diaper.
Wait, we can't just gloss over the Batmobile with a boot on it, dude.
I know. Did you see that? So I was looking at
That
this.
is funny as
so
hell.
effing funny.
I
And
stole
you
my
made
children's
this-
Legos.
Yeah, I was gonna say you made it
That is
out of
hilarious.
Lego. Where is it? Here it is.
That's so
How
awesome.
how cool is that?
And one piece of styrene. There's a styrene tube there. Or
Look
a
at
thingy.
that. Is it this piece right here? The
Yeah.
white
Yeah.
piece? Yeah, I'm telling you, I gotta start playing with that styrene stuff, dude. Those containers are gonna come out incredible.
Yeah, I started messing with styrene. And I never thought of making dias with styrene. That's such a great idea. Because then you could I can't think of the name right now because you do it in Gundam, building Gundams.
I mean, it's flexible, right? Because you could heat it
Some
up
of it,
and
yeah,
bend
yeah,
it.
yeah. It flexes and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Man.
And depending on the
Um,
thickness of the sheet, it can be flexible right out of the gate.
Scribe, you can scribe on it. So you
Oh,
can use
yeah.
a scriber.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you can use a scriber and you can for sci-fi do like crazy anime sci-fi angles on it and stuff like that.
Nice.
Like styrene's cool. I never thought of building dials with that. That's such a great idea.
It's super versatile.
This
and again,
is
I stole the idea from the Industrial Light and Magic documentary, which
Yeah,
is
because those are all models. So yeah, it makes sense. Complete sense.
Is this the Mesco 89 Batman? Is that what this is?
It is, yes. I have the Hyperreal Vader, so I'm familiar with the metal and underskeleton with the rubber oversuit. So I actually like that Mezco Batman. I'm not sure he was worth the 3.5 year wait.
I thought it was 4. But yeah.
Oh, I mean, maybe my therapist.
3.5 year wait, and then you had to wash that powder off them.
Yeah.
Is this is not the Mesco Batman, is it?
Yeah, it's the Sovereign Knight. That's the
Oh,
only
it
one I
is.
really
It is.
shoot.
Okay.
It's the least stubby of the Mezco Batmans.
Nice.
Maybe Mez is stubby. I don't know.
Maybe Mez is stubby. Oh my god.
Really nice. Really nice. I've
Their
seen
Batman are stubby. I never thought of that until
They're
you
so
mentioned it.
they're so dumb. I have a love-hate relationship with Mezco.
I think we all do.
So Sean, let me ask you something. The tone that you use for your photos, all that tone, do you do that in Lightroom?
No, that is a solid color adjustment layer in Photoshop. It's the first thing I do whenever I import a photo into Photoshop.
Solid color adjustment layer.
Yeah.
Walk me through that.
So in the adjustment layer, there's down by in the lower right hand corner, you can pick the different adjustment layers. And one of the options is solid color.
Okay.
And then I pick the color I want. I usually pick a dark blue gray, like a midnight blue, and then I put it over. It's full. It's over
the whole
layer
thing
is below it, and then I use the sliders to push it into the shadows.
Nice. So do you do any work in Lightroom?
I like to do a little clarity, a little texture. I'll adjust the blacks and the shadows a little bit. But the majority of it is done with, again, I do a solid color adjustment layer in Photoshop. I'll do some soft color or soft light layers where I paint some additional highlights on the rim. And then I'll use a PNG, a transparent for some fog. The fog machine was working overtime for me, and it actually did what I was fucking asking it to do. And so I got the exposure that I wanted, which is nice. This is 2 exposures. I shot it once with Batman because he's held up by a fucking roll of tape. And then I shot just the environment by itself so that I could wipe the wire out.
I usually used to use I still use Lightroom, but I've only recently been brave enough like to start really messing around with like Adobe Photoshop, and it's kind of like so much more fun than Lightroom, because like with the blur tools and the distort, like you can, because I like making PNGs and stuff too, like yeah, no, I don't know where I was going with that.
It's fun, and you have some more versatility and more control.
Your lighting work is so on point. I mean, the way you highlight this figure, it kind of separates it from the background, which is perfect, dude. It's like really, really well done, man.
So is that adjustment layer kind of like how they shot the Tim Burton Batman with the gray filter?
It's possible. I literally use it on every photo. It kind of brings it softens some shadows. It kind of brings it all together. It just in my mind, that's my main edit is a solid color adjustment layer.
Is that also because you don't like absolute black?
Yeah, I do. That's part of it. I definitely try to soften some of the blacks so that they don't look completely like crushed.
Yeah, that's how I am too. I don't like absolute black at all. And I think Scott Blind doesn't like absolute, like when I talk to Scott, like he doesn't like absolute black either.
Yeah.
Because it kind of looks like you ruined your photo, doesn't it? If it's crushed like that.
Yeah, so you could tell that like that kind of there's a heavy adjustment layer on that photo.
This background back here, I couldn't tell. Is that a poster? Is that a screen?
Yep. It's printed.
It's printed.
I just got my first screen for Dioramas Saturday. I bought a TV on Facebook Marketplace, and now I'm gonna force myself to learn how to use it.
No, you'll catch on quick.
But I do agree with you.
I'm stressed about it, but I hope
shooting with a diorama with a screen in the background is very hard.
You'll get it quick. It's really just.
Did you get the polarized lens?
I have one coming. I have one, but I wanted to. I picked up a second one that's a better fit for my lens. So hopefully on Friday, I'll be able to really kick the tires on it and make some progress. I'm getting close. I just want to, get the best result hopefully that I can.
I used to sometimes use digital dioramas, like my flat screen TV, and just like screen share a photo onto my TV. And the hardest part is just getting the brightness right.
Yeah.
And then making sure that your lights aren't reflecting spots on it.
I mean, that's the hardest part.
I think you'll get it rather quick. Next week, you'll have the best Digirama photos.
Or I'll jump off the roof.
Right.
I can't get it. I have a feeling it's going to be there'll be a learning curve. So.
Well, you said you mostly light from the side anyway, and you bounce it back. So
yeah. I have been okay. There haven't been any reflections on the screen. It's just been balancing the managing the light that is being emitted by the monitor. And once I just have to dial that in and fix the white balance. I've had some change. I haven't changed the white balance from fluorescent in 5 years because I've been in the garage with the same 6 lights. So now it's just being cognizant of having to flex a new muscle and change some settings. So, yeah, there'll be some swearing, but
just don't throw anything or take the TV and throw it.
No,
right, exactly.
Don't do what we used to do when we mess up a trick and you couldn't get a trick with a skateboard. Just take your skateboard, go
Yeah.
like break it
and break it because you couldn't do it.
Board
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe we are literally at the 2-hour mark.
Nice.
Like wow, like this was amazing. And the other thing too is that I knew that, well, I don't even know where my notes are. Like I knew once we got into the feed, it was just gonna be like, oh my god, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that, look at this. But we got so much out of you and your use of tangible and practical, and my mind right now was blown when you said that you just got your first screen for digital background, because I would swear that all of these were all like digital backgrounds. Nope. You know, it's like wow. And you shoot everything, and the fact that you don't rush, like again, I can't stress that enough. Don't rush your shots, people. It shows. It literally shows in your work that you're just not rushing it. You don't care. You're gonna shoot what you want when you want, unless you're working for someone. You know what I mean? Okay.
When you have a deadline.
Right.
And
but that's cool, man.
You're a great poster child for. You don't have to have all the latest, hottest equipment stuff. Like,
no.
Yep.
Do all the cool like paper roll towels. And
it's expensive.
Right.
You don't have to have the hype beast figure.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I have freaking 12 lights, and now if I do flash, I'm not even gonna need all these lights and stuff. It's like it's crazy, you know.
It's so often that, you know, in my looking at some accounts that the figures are overlit and still overlit and still underexposed. It's like, you've got 6 lights on this figure. Why can't I see it?
Right.
Why can't I see it? So
I mean, lighting is something that has to be practiced. I mean, you have to like really shoot a lot and practice a lot with lighting. It just doesn't.
You have to practice different types of. Try to do different setups, different environments, different times of day, and that's just going to force you to build a deeper skill set.
Yeah.
Whatever skill set I can claim to have has come from just hours spent in the garage fucking around.
Right. Right. Lights on, lights off, 1 light, 2 lights, 8 lights. You know, it's just like you have to just do it. You have to practice.
Yeah. I found for people that are first getting started, I found that like what helped me kind of catch on quick was watching tutorials for like merchandise photography.
Oh wait, I think totally
product photography.
This is what we're doing.
Yes, this is exactly what we're doing.
It might as well be a fucking bottle of water.
Right.
I said that to a friend. I was like, you know why all of us don't have jobs with toy companies? Because we're doing the advertising for free.
Right. You know, if I tag Mezco in all of my photos, he's going to send me a free figure, and then I promote it for free, and he gives me $116 figure.
Right.
Yeah, no thanks.
Right.
Yeah, when you think about it, how many people were inspired? Like, oh man, I want that figure. So because of a photo, your photo or someone's photo, their sales went up on that particular figure. Suddenly, people wanted that figure. So
his marketing budget is 6 figures.
I think I'm not the only one here that has bought a figure because of a photo.
Yeah. I bought the damn Fish Toys horse because
of the photo. Yeah.
That's a great horse. That is a great horse.
Oh, see, from the horse's mouth, it's a great horse, dude.
It is.
I don't know. I've never.
How would you compare it to the 4 Horsemen?
The articulation's definitely better on the Fish Toys horse. It has a soft neck. It's not a rigid neck, so it turns. It's got an armature in the neck. So like Balius or the traditional 4 Horsemen horse, great horse, beautiful horse.
Beautiful horse.
Sturdy, rigid, well painted, beautiful sculpt. but I like there's a little bit more nuanced articulation with the Fish Toys one, but the Four Horsemen horse design came first, so you have to imagine that they were able to cherry pick what they liked and what they wanted to improve, and then spend the money on that tooling and that design. So Four Horsemen walked so they could run.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, those Four Horsemen horses, they sold like crazy.
They're beautiful. I'm looking at Balius right now. I got my Gatsu on him, and it's a great horse. My son has played with it a ton, and
it holds up, right? Because it's sturdy.
Joints are still stiff, nice. And he's beautiful, perfect. Yeah, I love them both. I mean, but the Fish Toys one does seem to have a little bit better articulation.
That's great, dude. It really is. Listen, I'm gonna start wrapping it up. It's been 2 hours, and I usually hate to go way past that. This isn't Highly Posable. This is Highly Posable presents. But listen, I thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for literally talking to us and letting us go through your stuff, because I learned a whole bunch. Now I know how I'm going to do lightning, just so you know. Okay.
Oh, great.
Now I know.
That's the whole goal, right? Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do lightning on my next shot.
Friendspiration.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But listen, this is, and it won't be the last time that we'll have you on, because this was great. And honestly, like I said, I'm sure that when we leave, I'm going to be like, I didn't ask him this. I didn't ask him that. I didn't ask him this, because it just went out the window.
You always think of your best questions after,
right? Your feed just it captivated me. It's like the TV in my house. I don't turn on the TV when I'm doing something, because it's like a tractor beam.
Yeah,
I get stuck. I get stuck watching TV, and then everything else is out the window. But listen, thank you. You want to let people what do you have YouTube channel and stuff like that? You don't do any of that?
No, my YouTube channel, my son posts shorts on it. They always get muted and marked as private because he's doing something stupid.
Oh. Those are probably the ones that will go viral. You gotta let them out there, dude. Just release them in the wild.
I just have a Facebook page, personal Facebook page, and then I have my visual approach photo Instagram page. Nothing too sophisticated. I think I have a Threads account. And I don't do the performative TikTok stuff. I don't care to do that. Again, I don't have compelling BTS. So
right, for people like me and you and that are just doing this for fun, like I'm the same way. I don't have a lot of different accounts. I mean, I have TikTok because my brother was like, "Oh, you got to get a TikTok account," but you know what? I have like 5 posts on that thing or whatever it is.
I tried to do some toy meme to toy video stuff. I thought that maybe it would be a fun way to
change it up,
complement the toy photo stuff. But there was a good return on the effort, like as far as people seeing it. But that's not the audience that I wanted. I wanted people to see the toy photos. I wanted to talk to people about toy photos, not like stupid meme stuff.
Right.
So I stopped doing that and then just, it's not my personality. I was just trying something that wasn't in my wheelhouse. So anyway, just pure toy photos, just messing around with toys.
There you go. And you know what? And I, if anything, I appreciate it. You know, and
that's all that matters to me.
And you go. And there's a whole bunch of other people out there that appreciate it. So thank you. Just keep doing it, dude. Keep doing it.
We all just do it for George.
Right, exactly. Everybody does it just for me, you know. Yeah. But thank you.
Or Mezco.
What was that?
Huh?
We'll strip for Mezco.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Hard pass.
But Diggs, you wanna plug anything, my friend?
It's all on this channel.
It's all on this channel. Barely, highly, everything is on here. Everyone, check out Highly Posable every Friday at 10:15-ish Eastern Standard Time. That's the big hang. Check out Barely Posable on Sundays at 10 p.m. with Diggs, NYC Figure Fanatic, and KJ Smith, Barely Posable, where they talk about all their crappy figures that they bought of the week and the ones they like and they don't like. Check out Ender Shadow over here on this side. His feed on Instagram. Amazing stuff. And of course, I'm Agent Variant. Thank you, Sean, Visual Approach Photo. Guys, follow him. Do all the stuff you got to do. Share, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Keep in touch with yourselves. I'll take KJ's line, and we are out of here.
Yeah, baby. Get down. Good evening, agents. This message won't last. Mission Imposable, we moving fast. Starring Enders and Agent Variant too. Toy photography crew, what we about to do. Posing figures in epic scenes. Lights flash bright, macro shots tight. Making toys fight. Imposable missions. We'll pass again. Pose, this show gon' blow. Everybody knows. Enders on the set, directing the frame. Agent Variant sneaking, playing the game. From rooftops to streets, many worlds we create. Action figures for life, never hesitate. Mission Imposable, toys come alive. Figures domino, but we still thrive. Camera clicks quick, self-destruct in 5. Toy photo live, yeah, we have arrived.